And we are back here on In the Pit, Penn's Peak Radio. It is Kara in the studio with you this evening, and you just heard Floodwall from Telltale. Now, that song is off their new EP, Good Intentions, that will be released tomorrow. And to get geared up for the release, I've got the fellas of Telltale on the phone with me this evening. Hello, guys.
Hello.
I got you guys all over the place. Really stoked to talk to you guys this evening and get everyone geared up for this release. Before we dig in, let's get the audience in tune with whose voice is who and who does what in the band. So, John, you want to start?
Yeah, so my name's John, and I sing for the band. My name's Cole. I play bass for the band. My name's Travis, and I play drums. I'm Bryce, and I play guitar.
Fantastic. Now, with the power of the internet, I found you guys. I guess it was back in March or April on a random Spotify playlist with your single Atlas. And automatically I saved it and then went searching for more music from you guys. But that was your first ever single. And it's so good.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. We were pretty happy with it.
I would say so. I'm so surprised because it's so good. You guys, it's your first single that you put out. How did you guys meet? Let's start back to the beginning and get us to where your EP now is going to be released tomorrow. Where did you start?
Well, we're all high school friends, but separately. So Bryce and I went to high school together, and then John and Cole went to high school together. So that's kind of where it all started. We were both in two other bands back in high school, and we wound up touring with each other our senior year. And all four of us just hit it off really well, and we became super good friends. And it's just kind of the way the cards fell. We wound up in a band at the start of this year.
Well, how old are you guys now?
We're all 20.
20? Okay. So not long. Is this your first, you said this wasn't your first real band?
No.
Okay.
We all started really young.
Around where did you guys start, if you want to go one by one? What were your influences to get into music?
Yeah, well, Cole and I started playing music, probably middle school together. And just a really bad metalcore cover band. We played a lot of A Day to Remember covers, a lot of Fall Out Boy. And then from there, we both just kind of branched off, and we really got into the hardcore scene for a little bit. And then from there, just kind of moved back to pop punk over time. I did some band stuff early in high school with friends that you'd meet in a class, and they'd be like, "Oh, I play guitar too," and you start jamming, and that's really where Travis and I found each other from a mutual friend of ours, and so then him and I started jamming in a bunch of metalcore cover bands, garage projects and stuff that never really made it out of the house. And it all just eventually stemmed into the bigger and better things. And then now we're here.
Now you're here. Now you guys are Telltale for the most part. Mm-hmm. So then what was your first show as a band? What was the first Telltale show?
Canal Club. Goodness. Yeah, it was. Canal Club. Okay, Canal Club. Underdog Chance, Centerfold. Yeah, it was a cool show. I mean, we had only had Atlas out for that, so we were still kind of in the process of writing our EP, so we didn't really have so much music out there. We played a really rad Paramore cover. John killed it.
What song?
Misery Business.
Oh!
Yeah, so those were the good old days, the covers.
Okay, so yeah. Atlas was the only real song that you were playing of yours at that time?
No, we had Bloodwall and one other one that we were kind of playing. So we were playing three originals and two covers for just the first two shows. But then it kind of just was by the third one, we had written the EP and recorded it and everything. We were just cranking out as, trying to get people familiar with our music when they'd come to a show. Mm-hmm. And so then when they come next time, they're like, "Oh, I remember this one. That part's cool. Let me go stage dive."
That's awesome. So did you record then Atlas separate from the EP? You were just doing that as a single?
We recorded Atlas, just trying to get our feet wet and just trying to get together and try and put something out. So we recorded Atlas and originally recorded a different version of Floodwall that we didn't end up sticking with. And we used Zach Jones, who's a good friend of ours from a band called My Enemies and I, and they're really awesome. And we knew that he was a good guy who put out good products, so we were interested to try and work with somebody in a different genre of music, bring different ears to it. So that was cool. And then we went to New Jersey, and somebody else can tell you about that. So we ended up going to New Jersey to do the rest
of everything else, you know, because Atlas was the single and everything. And we knew this guy. He was in a band called Hang Tight, and met him through old bands and playing with him here in Richmond and stuff. And we just kind of kept in touch with him through like Facebook and social media and stuff, you know. Saw that he was like recording stuff and we were really liking how it sounded. And so we were just like, hey, you want to work on some stuff with us? And he was like, yeah. So then we ended up in New Jersey and recorded these songs.
Not far away from here. So, hey, I can't wait for you guys to finally get touring up here to see you guys play these songs live.
That was a really interesting process because when we got up there with Pete and everything, none of us had ever really like done a lot of like skeleton pre-pro, like make like these general ideas of songs and like some really polished songs, you know. And so he did a really good job of like helping us get these ideas we have out of our heads and like onto a guitar and into a melody and, you know, fix it all to make like these. Honestly, I love these songs. Like they're all really strong. Yeah, so they're all really strong tracks, you know. Like I feel like with the right amount of Pete like pushing us to like really like get this stuff out and like make these songs as best as they can be. Like we got a really awesome EP out of it.
Thank you so much for sending it to me. I have been having it on repeat. It's so good, guys. It is so good.
Thank you.
Like, I can't even pick a favorite song. Probably Empty Promises at the moment, but it'll be changing probably each time I listen to it. So congratulations for this being your first EP. Seriously.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much.
Yeah. You guys were in bands before, and this was your real first thing coming out of, like, recording. Did you guys ever dabble in writing music with old bands that you might have brought into this band?
That we all pulled from for this record and like for upcoming stuff that we're writing as well. It's stuff we've been sitting on for a long time but never really fit into any project that we were with before. So we're definitely pulling from like music that, you know, can be as late as like 4 years old, but still has relevancy to us.
So yeah, we started off the show with Flood Wall, your first single from the EP. Right away, Gradual Hill until it just punches you in the face and wakes you up and just makes you listen. It sounds like to me a coming of age song, an anthem sort of for your early 20s, late teens.
Yeah, I mean, the transition of going from high school into college is really interesting because everybody's doing their own thing and it can be really easy to get lost in all of it and get swept up. So yeah, Floodwall is just kind of about the weight of, you know, turning 19 into 20 and realizing like I'm not a teenager anymore. I need to have myself together. I need to know what I'm doing here. And you know, it is about coming of age because it's an interesting time. Everybody's got different stuff going on.
So you said earlier that you guys actually had a different version of this song. What was the differences that you wanted to change when you got into the studio for this time?
That was Pete, and we went in there and we weren't stoked on it. We weren't completely solid on it, and so we brought it to him. And we were like, "What can we do to make it fit, make it flow?" Because we knew it was a good song, but it didn't seem quite cohesive to us. So I guess things didn't so much change as they were just kind of fine-tuned and maybe simplified just to make it flow better and to make it sound more appealing to the ear, because it definitely had all four of our influences in it when we first brought it, and that's what makes Telltale. So you have to hone that down into what it is.
It's a little bit of all you guys in this EP. It's not just one person writing it all down. You guys have full control over what you're doing.
Oh yeah, everybody is equally as involved in all the writing aspects. You know, Bryce is band dad elsewhere, but it's definitely an equal thing. So
what was the vibe you wanted to come away with this EP? You know, you get to New Jersey, you meet Pete, he does like amazing things for you guys. What was the vibe that you wanted to come out of it?
I think, honestly, we wanted to write a record that was just a little bit more melancholy in comparison to what a lot of our friends are doing. You know, the whole summertime pop punk vibe is super in right now, and that's really just honestly not who we are as a band. So I think, like, generally for the whole EP, we just wanted to put out something that felt real. I guess something that, you know, maybe even if it wasn't as marketable, was a little bit more genuine and true to like who we are and who we think our fans fan base is.
Well, then what type, is this the type of music then you're going to stick with, or do you want to branch out?
I think, like, musically, genre-wise, we're going to continue to bend the genre a little bit more and start to branch out into other places, you know, whether it's more of, like, post-hardcore influences or more rock influences or that type of thing. But we're lyrical content and, like, idea and message-wise, I think we're going to hold true to a lot of the same themes.
Just saying, like, we all listen to a lot of different styles of music that definitely aren't, you know, that don't sound like what we are playing and what we're putting out. And so we're definitely going to pull from that. And, you know, it's not just like, oh, we listen to this in metal. It's, you know, John and I love pop music and Cole loves rap music, and there's just so many different influences. So
genres, they're blurring lines. You can put anything anywhere. It's all what you think you're putting out. That's awesome. So I would say continue on with that. I think that's really cool, and just do what you want to do. Like, stop listening to whoever wants to tell you what you think you should play, type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're here to have a good time and to do a good thing. You know, like, our message isn't necessarily positive, but we are here to have a positive impact.
Yeah, I like
it.
it.
And honestly, what you just said is such good advice for anybody. And, like, that's something we'd like people to take away from what we're doing as artists is, like, no matter what you're doing, whether you, like, are an artist or you're a musician, like, do what you want to do. Don't let people tell you who you're supposed to be. Just, like, do your thing.
That's what 19 going on 20 is everybody's trying to tell you, like, oh, you need to be this or that, because that's going to make you successful, and this is what other successful people do. And if you listen to them, you end up in a really bad place.
Yeah, brainwashed, really.
Yeah, so you gotta find yourself.
Well, I mean, as a growing band, I want to see what your point of view is right now. Do you think it's better to keep releasing new music constantly, or let people sit with an album for a while?
As a new band, that's, like, I personally feel like it's always good to, like, have something ready or, like, something else to put out. Not, like, immediately, but, like, obviously this is going to have its time and everything, but, you know, we're always thinking, like, the next thing, you know, like, before we had even, like, finished recording Good Intentions, we had more songs and everything ready to go, to keep just recording more. Like, we're always sitting around, like, with a guitar in our hands, or, like, just driving around in the car and you hear, like, another song, you're like, oh, that's cool, like, and you get inspired to write a cool melody or whatever, you know, like, so we're always, like, thinking about the next thing, even if it's not necessarily for right now. So it's important for, like, every release that a band puts out to, like, have its time and let it soak into your listeners and everything, and let everybody get what you're trying to do. But at the same time, like, it's always, like, really exciting to be thinking about the next thing as, like, an artist.
I love what you just said. I think it's completely true. Keep yourself driven. Like, even if it's just a list for yourself, things that you want to do, just to not stay stagnant in this world.
Yeah, I mean, we love putting out new music, and we're really happy with this record, but there's obviously things about it that we have taken away and said, okay, I'm going to do that better next time. You know, I'm going to challenge myself to improve on this. And that's what one of the most exciting things about making new music is to listen to old music and hear things that you want to make better, and then fix it, and then hear it come out, and to know that you are, you know, honing your craft but also expressing yourself in the same way. And it's exciting. So it's a lot of fun.
Good. Well, we're so excited to see where you guys go in the future. Guys, tonight is all about the new EP, Good Intentions. It's going to be released tomorrow. Can't stress that enough. But along with you guys talking to me this evening about this new EP, we are also premiering a brand new song. You guys want to tell me about this? What's going on?
Yeah, so the new track is called 451, which is a reference to, like, Fahrenheit 451, the book. Sort of like a metaphor for, like, burning the past and escaping things that hold you back. As a whole, I think that's what the EP is really about, is just, like, letting go of anything negative in your life. Yeah, we're definitely, like, a very realist band. So I think each of the songs on the album kind of embodies, like, a specific situation, whether it's, like, family-based base or friends base, which like friends base would be Floodwall, family base would be 451, or like a relationship, which is the third track, Empty Promises. Like any of those things, I think each song specifically applies to like letting a relationship go if it's unhealthy for you.
Well, we're going to be listening to that song coming up in a bit. So excited to hear it on radio for you guys. But before we go any further, how can they get this EP? How can they check you guys out?
It's everywhere online, anywhere you can download or stream music, it's out there, iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, I don't even know what else there is. all that stuff. Google Play. Yeah, that's a big one people like, the Android. YouTube. It's everywhere. So, you can hear it anywhere. You can buy a physical copy from our website, all of our social media, Telltale RVA. We're really easy to find, definitely.
Awesome. Well, you guys
Stay in the loop.
You guys got to check these guys out when they're touring. What's going on with touring? What can you tell us? You're obviously going to be working on new music. Touring coming up?
Yeah. We're doing some of that. Two of us are currently in school, so we're doing some weekend stuff while we're still in the semester here. But after that, we'll do a little more when we're not. But we've got some stuff coming up at the end of October and then early December. 2 little weekend runs. I actually think we're going to end up in Pennsylvania somewhere in December. I'm not sure where, to be honest, but I know we're going to be in the States, so that's cool.
That's awesome.
We're going to be making our way around.
Good. Well, you guys got to check them out. Stay on top of their social media. Get their music, everything of the sort. Just keep helping these guys because they deserve it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for chatting with me this evening. I'm so excited to watch you guys grow and really stoked to see you guys here in PA. Hey, I'll make the drive wherever it is just to support you guys.
Thank you. Can't wait to hang out.
Yeah. All right. We're going to end it with the premiere of your new song. So if you guys want to introduce this.
Yeah, what's up? This is Telltale, and you're listening to 451.